Will I call you a comrade? Barrister
like
Ikenga Ugo Chinyere. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now, where have you been? Some have been asking questions right from when they saw you on air this morning at that press conference. That where has CUPP surfaced from again after the 2019 elections?
Well, after my last detention, I lost, strangely, lost my voice, which people, my doctors are suspecting I must have inhaled a poisonous substance while in detention. So we've been battling it. You can see it's still not that good for the last 1 year. But I said I have to find a way to start managing it to continue the work we're doing for the Nigerian nation.
Mm. Now, the CUPP, and I need to ask you this, it was an umbrella of so many parties.
Yes.
Shortly 60. After you went under, the CUPP, INEC deregistered many of the political parties. So what's your membership strength now? Are you up to 5, 6, 7?
No, well, up to, out of the 18 parties, we are still up to 10 in the alliance. And also, people are still in court. So as long as numbers are concerned, we still have the majority in the 18 that you have here.
Mm. Now, to the issues you raised at that press conference, you touched on governance, but you specifically spoke vehemently on the issue of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. On this program, we've also asked the lawmakers, look, Nigerians are expectant, especially the members of the Harmonization Committee, the Conference Committee. But you threw up some allegations. Can you substantiate these allegations? You said that nothing will happen. How can you validate what you're saying?
You see, it's very painful that since 6 years, we have been on ordinary electoral reform. Considering the fact that President Buhari from 2003 up to the time he won in 2015, he used to complain about flawed election. He talks a lot about issues of flawed election and why the country needs credible election. And that if given the chance as president, he's going to fix the electoral system. But I was so ashamed that after 2015, even when the Saraki leadership worked overnight and amended the electoral act, sent it to the president, this president refused to sign it. The same man that is talking about electoral reform. And then they started talking about ECOWAS treaty that said you cannot amend the electoral laws 6 months to the election. Now we are back to it. Instead of them continue work on that, they started afresh, no problem. Now they have started the same back and forth. And now that is not even the problem.
It's not yet back and forth.
Yes,
it's still within the National Assembly.
But hold on. Now they are, look at this is almost after 2 years or thereabout. So, but that is not even the main problem now. Even with the information we have gathered, especially on the issue of electronic transmission, President Buhari was able to win in 2015 because there was application of technology. One had expected that he would build on that. It's very simple. Now, they are about to completely remove the issue of electronic transmission or make it conditional. And let us be honest here. INEC is an independent organization that is recognized by the Constitution. There is no reasonable human being that knows the law or calls himself a lawmaker that can write inside an electoral act that we can do this subject to confirmation or whatever from National Communication Commission, which is under the Ministry of Information and Communication and Technology that is presided over by ISAPA International. This is laughable and ridiculous. Nowhere in the world. By doing that, you have undermined the independence of INEC because you are not saying they are the one that will tell them the coverage. And look at the most important thing here. The Independent Electoral Commission is saying that they are ready to transmit. They have the capacity. So if they say they have the capacity, why is lawmakers of the APC trying to now insert an obnoxious clause that have never been seen in any law anywhere in the world that will hamper the possibility of having that possibility of transmitting this result electronically?
All what you have said was pre the formation of the conference committees. So I'm asking
I want you to understand that we have opposition lawmakers who are in that
yes,
committee.
there are two from the House, two in the Senate.
So when I'm telling you that if Nigerian people do not start shouting now, what you will see as harmonized version of the electoral act will be laughable. Unless if we don't start shouting now that whatever you are bringing out to Nigerians, make sure that we are not going to look for electronic transmission of a result. And also there's another aspect.
Those who are sorry to come in.
Yes.
Those who accuse you of crying wolf, when at this moment there is no wolf.
Was he not how I shouted that President Buhari is planning not to sign the amended electoral act in 2019? People say I said that he's about to claim that the ECOWAS treaty forbids him from signing it 6 months to election. I told you also that I'm going to say there's typographical error inside it. It did not happen. So when I'm telling you these things, it's because we also have people inside, and there are people in their camp who is not happy what they're doing. So if there's nothing, hanky-panky in this particular matter, getting me, why did they even make the first attempt of making electronic transmission conditional. In a modern day world where technology and everything is so fast and people are using it, he wants to return us back to the Stone Age because somebody somewhere wants to go and write the election result. It's unfair.
So what's the level of collaboration or, coming together you've had with the members of the opposition? There are 2 PDP lawmakers in that committee from the House. There are also 2 from the Senate. You have Senator Ekwenife. You also have Senator Matthew from Edo South. Have you spoken to these two strong...
The position...
Yes. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes.
Why I'm asking this is that
yes.
At times, if we make the allegations, have we interacted with such persons? Say, look, this is the directions we want you as opposition to go. Have we done that?
And that's what I'm telling you now. The opposition coalition and also our senior partner, the PDP, has passed this position across to our members in the harmonization committee, including even our members in the parliament, both the House of Representatives and the Senate, that it is an electronic transmission and nothing more than that. We want that electronic transmission clause to be there, not on a conditional basis of Hisa Pantani and the NCC or whatever they call it, giving INEC a go. Allow INEC to be truly independent to decide how they conduct the election, because that is what the law requires.
You also spoke earlier today about issues about governance. You expressed strong reservations, the CUPP, about the affairs of state. What are the key areas which you strongly disagree with on factual basis?
When you ask me on factual basis, the primary responsibility of government under Section 14 of the Constitution is the protection of lives and property. It's very simple, and welfare of citizens. So when you look at the issue of security in the country, the president has failed woefully, the APC government has failed woefully. Now, almost 36, 33 or 34 is not secured. There is, everyday killing that is like wasting of human blood is not a normal thing. People read it on the paper and go to sleep because it's becoming like a way of life in Nigeria. And the president has been on this for over 6 years now. No single improvement. No single improvement. And not only that, I'm talking about issues of corruption. You're asking me facts. You are here now. All the people that the president used to accuse of corruption, even those who used to be in the PDP, what is happening? All of them are coming to the president. And I don't have any problem with
coming
people.
to the president
yes,
or going to his party?
Going to the APC. But whenever they come, he receives them. Inside the presidential, inside the state house where you have the coat of arms. No reasonable leader that have integrity can allow people who have pending cases of corruption to be received, with the seal of the state at their back. What are you projecting? Is that the kind of way you want to fight corruption? So the point I'm trying to make, and again, what investigation have, even from the level of the parliament to the executive to the judiciary, what investigation have they completed and those people involved prosecuted and possibly convicted since they came into office? So apart from that, look at the issue of the economy. Let me tell you, if you don't have infrastructure, if you don't have production, there's no way you're going to have export that is going to bring foreign exchange into the country. That's why you're seeing all the confusion that is going all over the place. But the question is, what happened? It is the policies of the president that caused this problem, that you're not seeing that people are being thrown out of their job. People are feeling that Nigeria is not secure. Companies are moving to Ghana, moving to Cotonou and so on and so forth, because they feel that ease of doing business in Nigeria is not possible. And again, you know how much that have been borrowed, almost over 33 trillion. And they say they put this money in infrastructure. The other day, I had the vice president said they have committed about 9 trillion into infrastructure. But you have borrowed almost about 33 trillion. So if you look at the volume of what the president has borrowed, and some of these borrowing, Nigerian people are not even aware of the repayment terms and the conditions. Now, looking at over 33 trillion that have been borrowed, I ask you here today, what beautiful infrastructure do you have across the country that is sustainable, that is even going to generate revenue that will repay the bulk of the money the president is borrowing? Some of these projects, are not economically viable and so on and so forth. But the president keep putting money. Tomorrow he's going to go and present budget in the Senate. As the budget is presented, almost over 60% of it will be funded with borrowed money. So the man has run down the country, and you must accept that fact that if something is not done as a matter of urgent national importance, he will sink everything our founding fathers has worked for.
Now let's give you that clip we promised you. The Attorney General of the Federation spoke to State House correspondents today. Let's hear him verbatim.
When our national security is attacked and the sanctity of our constitutionally guaranteed democracy is threatened, no possibility is ruled out. As a government, we have a responsibility to ensure the sustenance of our democratic order. As a government, we have a responsibility to provide security to lives and properties. So within the context of these constitutional obligations of the government and the desire to establish democratic norms and order, there is no possibility that is outruled. The government will certainly do the needful in terms of ensuring that our elections are held in Anambra, in terms of ensuring necessary security is provided, and in terms of ensuring protection is accorded to lives and properties. So what I'm saying in essence, no possibility is outruled by government in terms of ensuring the sanctity of our democratic order, in terms of ensuring that our elections in Anambra holds, and you cannot out all possibilities, inclusive of the possibility of declaration of state of emergency, where it is established in essence that there is failure on the part of the state government to ensure the sanctity of security of lives, properties, and democratic order.
Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, there, that the federal government will not rule out, verbatim now, the declaration of a state of emergency in Anambra, that elections must hold. Ikenga Chinyere, can you react to what the Attorney General has said?
I take particular note of the fact that it's so easy for my learned senior brother to talk about, quashing constitutional order and governance system so easily with the way he said, including state of emergency. And now he's blaming it on the state government. But let us be honest. The issue of protection of lives and property is a federal issue. They have the police, they have the army. So the point is that he didn't even put any blame on the doorstep of his principal, the president, who is supposed to ensure that there is adequate maintenance of peace and order across all parts of the country. Now, these state governors, which you already are aware, don't have powers to control police, army, and all that. These things are completely under the control of the federal government. But the point is that what is happening in Anambra is very painful. And that's, like I keep saying, these things would not have happened if the president did not take, the part he took when he came into office. The divisive style of leadership, the feeling of hate. These are things that created the air of distrust and lack of confidence in what he was doing that led to all the confusions you're having today. So they're trying to look at a fire brigade approach of, looking for a state of emergency. If you do a state of emergency, are you going to have an election under a state of emergency? No, you're going to appoint administrator in Anambra. Why are they thinking that? So if today we have problem at the federal level like we're having now, look at the insecurity in almost 36 states, maybe we need an administrator at the federal level also to ensure that lives are protected. Let's not go towards, quashing constitutional order, because when you are saying that because of what is happening in Anambra, you are going to quash constitutional order, sack democratic institutions like they do in the military days, some people may start asking that we also do that across our board.
Because I also listened to him, and I'm also wondering that when we had massive insecurity breach in Niger, where the governor cried out, Katsina, the governor cried out, the Attorney General didn't say anything of this sort.
Exactly.
So I'm also, I'm looking inwards and asking this question.
Sure, they are even turning telecommunication equipments in Kaduna and in Zamfara, meaning that the situation is already bad. Now, and then all of a sudden, you're mentioning the word state of emergency in a democratic setting. Like I said before, I will advise my senior learned brother to tread with caution. That area he's going, if he feels that the solution to when there is security breach is state of emergency, then what do we do on the issue of national security breach where President Muhammad Buhari is in charge?
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.